Welcome to episode 2 of Miss the Mark. In this week's episode, we're going to be discussing something I focused on WWE. Last time, TNA and NXT. Right off the bat, starting with TNA, I really like the direction that they're going with this live episodes, live shows. Still have an issue with the fact that it's really storyline driven, and there may be a lot of people out there that disagree with me, but I believe a wrestling show should be about wrestling, which leads me to NXT. The revamped version of NXT that aired on last Thursday. Exactly what I like to see from a wrestling program. I've always believed that you can tell a story in the ring. You don't need to be propelled by backstage storylines. You can tell a story extremely well in the ring and let the actions speak for themselves. I'm extremely impressed with the show that they put together. Kind of nice to see a nod go to Dusty Rhodes as the general manager. But match after match after match, they're good quality matches. Not a whole lot of fluff and filler in between. It worked out when I calculated it. There was more wrestling action in the 1 hour episode of Next than there was in a 2 hour Raw. Now, when you look at a 3 hour Raw, the Super Show, it's pretty close, but Next still takes the edge. How is that possible for a wrestling show? A lot of people will see where I'm going with this. The weekly shows are solely being used to sell the next pay-per-view. They've been doing that for years now in WWE, and it starts to get tiresome that all you need to do is watch pay-per-views and you can get the gist of what's going on. You don't have to watch the 3 or 4 weeks worth of episodes in between it. That's been WWE's MO for how long? Even now, with Money in the Bank coming up in a couple weeks, we still don't know who's going to be in Money in the Bank. So WWE screwed that up as well, which leads me back to TNA. TNA doing live shows reminds me of WCW. Live shows. It brings a level of excitement, gets rid of the whole internet wrestling community, and may draw people in. Are they starting to get away, I think, from the storylines? The way Brooke Hogan and Hulk Hogan are doing their number one contenders, who's going to fight the champ, meetings in the office? That I don't mind, as opposed to all these personal relationships being dragged on and through behind the curtains. WWE severely missing the mark. TNA improving. NXT, I like the way the new format is going. You need to continue this. If you don't continue this the way it's going, where you have new talents blending in with talents that don't have current storylines in the Raw and SmackDown, but are good wrestlers performing, perfect. Love to see Tyson Kidd, who can perform. Love to see McGillicuddy, who can wrestle. They nearly have a spot in SmackDown or Raw. Put on one hell of a match. That's all I want to see, is a good wrestling match. I don't need to see all these long, drawn-out storylines to enjoy wrestling. I watched NXT, commercials and all, last Thursday. SmackDown and Raw, I will generally record it and watch the show within half an hour by fast-forwarding all the commercials, fast-forwarding through all the crap and filler, and kind of watching chunks of matches. So if this is what WWE needs to do to draw a new audience, which I would consider an old new audience of old wrestling fans who are sick and tired of the drama, this is the step they need to take. They need to take this formula and expand it onto the big show. That's my rant for the day. For this week, I'm going to watch Raw in the next 10-15 minutes once it's done recording, and we'll see where things go. But if this week's anything like the last few weeks, I'm probably going to do my commentary on NXT or TNA yet again. And if that goes sideways, then I may try and find an old episode of just past of Ring of Honor, because that actually has wrestling. Low production value, but wrestling matches. No drama, wrestling matches. Until that happens, WWE, you've missed the mark.